everybody, what's happening? I'm Tommy, and you are on YouTube. This would be the channel formerly known as The Lifeboat. I think we're calling it The Love Boat because there's just not enough love in the world. You know what I'm saying? Cindy G, good to see you. Mike Bragg, what's happening? Brock Bandy, poor guy was underneath a car today for a very long period of time. And it's very cold where he was. He said, you know, this might cheer you up. And as messed up as it is, it might have cheered me up a little bit. Barbara Wade, how are you? I was having a pretty good day anyway, but it's always nice to know that it's colder where I'm not. Kristen Melinda, good to have you here. Renee B, on time. Hard to believe. Wes Lightburn, I'm kidding. You're always on time. Chickacherry Cola, so good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. I hope you are doing well. I really do. Hello, Deborah. It is a Monday, isn't it? Wine a little bit more. Space Jeezel, I'll be damned. Good to see you here. Did I say Wes Lightburn? I'll say it again. Wes Lightburn, good to see you. Glad that you are here. I'm hoping that most of you just came from the Quibster show, and I hope that you stopped by and saw the show that she did on Cults to Consciousness. Kevin Hawthorne, Lakeland, Florida. You know, I don't say this enough, but Kevin Hawthorne is one of the good ones. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I know that we all wish we were some of the good ones. But to be really honest, most of us aren't. Kevin Hawthorne is one of the kindest people on planet Earth. I'm saying that right from my heart. Everybody in the city knows it. He's been honored for it. He's just a kind human being. And I got a lot of love for him. True story. Barbara Waite says, I'm going to watch that interview after this. Well, this one isn't going to take long. If you saw the thumbnail, people, it's got a little Alice in Wonderland reference on it. Who are you? Big fan of Alice. I know that some of you are Alice in Wonderland fans over the years. People have reached out to tell me that. Debbie Lovin' Life, how are you? Great to catch you live, even though I am late. You're not late. Haven't really got underway yet. Your timing is impeccable. Rocket Queen, good to see you. Well, I wish this was going to be a longer one, people, but well, you'll see. I do want to welcome everybody in before I get into it. I used to call these Tommy rants. This one's going to be slightly different, but it is a bit of a rant. I'm not going to lie to you. And here's what I mean by that. So I've had this boundary thing I've been working on, and I've been pretty open and honest about all of it. Watched 2/3 of Reese on the other show. Missed tonight's live and stumbled here. Well, that's not such a bad thing. Stumbling here is a good thing. I'm here. I need a nap, but I'm here. Well, thank you, Cricket. I will do everything I can to put you to sleep. I got priors. I've got priors. Caroline in Canada. Glad you're here. A rant, says Johnny Scoble. Say it ain't so. It is, though. It is so. You know what, Renee B? It's a good thing. Honestly, it is. And it used to be easier. It really did. It used to be easier. Boundaries are delicious, aren't they? They are. Roberta, good to see you. Audrey in Denver, if you were not singing at work today, I think we're gonna mock you. We're gonna have to do a boo this girl. She kind of promised that she was going to sing at work today. She owns the joint. You gotta be able to sing there, right? And all of those like hairbrushes, like you're ready to. You got fake microphones everywhere, man. Everybody sang into one of those as a kid. You love it when I rant. Hopefully you don't dislike me after this one. Angie Mo, how are you? I hope you're doing well. You are Roberta and a member of the Lifeboat fam, in good standing, I might add. I'm glad that you're here. To lurk mode with me, my tiny human demands entertainment. Make that boy happy. You've got skills. You should be able to take care of that. I know you can make that boy happy. So I've been talking about this boundary thing a whole lot lately, right? This is because I'm kind of redoing how I do YouTube. And I'm redoing it for a lot of reasons. And I'm not trying to hurt any feelings. I promise you I'm not. But this is an odd work. Yeah, except I'm off Monday. Yeah, likely story. Audrey in Denver. Seems a little convenient. All right, then we'll hold you to it tomorrow. Hello, Relatable Reese. It's my girl. Glad that you are here. Proud of you, Reese. You did a fantastic job over there on Cults to Consciousness. And I think she did as well. I think that's put together beautifully. The editing, everything in that just looked great. And I'm super proud of you. It put a smile on my face today. It really did. So we're into the holiday seasons, and I've been talking a lot about this whole boundary thing. One of the things that is making it possible for me to do this gig is that I separate myself from it. And what I mean by that is, like, when I go, all right, between now and the next time I see you, put a little love in your heart, or I'm going to go get a hatchet, or whatever the hell I say at the end of the show, I step away from YouTube, and I don't really have anything to do with it. And in the past, I lived on it. I spent all day long on YouTube, and I did research on YouTube. I did all kinds of stuff where this is where I hung out, and I don't do it anymore. I step away from it, and it's been considerably healthier for me, and it's enabling me to do this gig, especially this time of year, putting up more content and whatnot. That said, today I didn't do that. Will, what's happening, my brother? Another shout out to Will. If you guys weren't here yesterday, or if you misunderstood yesterday, I did a show yesterday, and I said, you know what? I kind of like to plunge a needle in my arm today. I am a recovering heroin addict. If you're new to the channel, I did it for about 30 years. Spent a lot of time shooting dope and got sober. And every day you have to stay sober, right? You have to continue to do that. It's one of those things that you got to keep doing every single day. And you can really get into a gig where you can go 6 or 8 months without thinking about it. And when things are really good, and they've been pretty good, especially boundaries and such. I used to work with hundreds of people. I'm not kidding you. Now, Will's about the only person I still work with, because when I started to set boundaries, Will and I were already working together. And after I made that video yesterday, Will reached out to me, and the student became the guru, the teacher, and just said some really incredible things that took me from sort of the outhouse to the penthouse, so to speak. Kind of just put me back on the right track. And it was a beautiful thing, because when I thanked him, I sent a text versus the app that we both use. And I said, he goes, don't go live tonight, man. You don't need to go live tonight. And I said, I think I want to. I said, a friend of mine really sort of fixed things for me and got me back on track. And he went, really, who? And I don't talk to anybody else. So I was like, Will, you, come on, try to keep up. And he said, I don't know what I said. And that's kind of the story of my life. I've got a lot of emails over the years that people have said, boy, you said the right thing at the right time. And if you do 3,000 of these or more, you're not going to remember all of the things that you might have said that helped somebody get back on track. But I do appreciate you, Will. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go do it. He is he's walked the same roads that I have walked and has survived. And that's a rare thing. It really is, man. It really be interesting way to put it. Pay it forward, cue to Tommy, and then to Will. I dig it. I really do. I dig it. All right. So here's the deal. Rant time. Probably enough people here. And so today I didn't do that. Today I got on YouTube. And I got on YouTube out of morbid curiosity. Oh, you're kidding. Apparently I don't have something plugged in that I'm supposed to. Hold on 1 second, people. Let me get this taken care of. I blame Johnny Scoville. It's probably his fault. Oh, you know what? It might not be Johnny's fault this time. Hold on 1 second, people. I'm having a power outage here in Ecuador. Not because of power outages, but because I'm not that bright. So there we go. So I jumped on YouTube today out of morbid curiosity. And in the beginning, I did it because I was just going to be looking at thumbnails of all the stuff on the Diddy coverage, because damn, I spent a lot of time in the Diddyverse, probably more than I should have, right? So I began to spend a little time in the Diddyverse, looking at just some of the thumbnails and some of the absolute BS that has 150,000 views. Things like Diddy gets life sentence. That was one of the thumbnails. Diddy gets life sentence. That video has 100,000 views. Let me assure you that Diddy didn't get a life sentence. And who cares, right? Honestly, it isn't even a real channel. When I went and looked at the thing, it's an AI generated channel. So good for them, man. They're killing it. They're not creating content, but they're killing it. And if you go to YouTube and you haven't looked at anything in a really long time, what's going to happen is the crap that you used to look at, the stuff, the channels that you used to follow are going to pop up in your feed. And I made the error of attending 2 or 3 places that where people were actually creating content, right? Not AI stuff, but people creating content. And I'll tell you something. I don't know what the hell YouTube is anymore. I don't. Even the content creators that used to create, I don't know what the hell YouTube is anymore. It's one of the most depressing things I've ever seen in my life. People destroying one another, flinging shit at each other as hard as they possibly can, and audiences patting everybody on the back for it. You go, good for you. That's the spirit in every direction. People hating this group, people hating that group. And you know what? Who gives a shit, right? Honestly, who cares? What difference does it make? It's got nothing to do with me, right? Why should I care? And the truth of the matter is, I don't much. It's depressing because it's hate on tap. And we come over here and we talk about how hate's disgusting. It rots your soul, destroys your heart. Hate's disgusting. Now, look, I'm all about Schadenfreude, right? I am. I understand wanting to see people that have it coming getting it. I really do. I get that. But I've never done it to people that I know. I've never gotten my rocks off watching people that I had some form of a relationship with at one time or another, watching them be destroyed in a public setting, right? In the well, we used to call it the town square, right? Now town square is digital. But Archie's mom, good to see you. So who cares? I guess I do. To some degree, I do. And I'll tell you why. And I'm not going to make any friends. But I'll tell you why it was painful. It was painful because over here, we spend a lot of time talking about how that stuff's disgusting. And how the people that get off to that are kind of disgusting. Right? You can't imagine the things. Well, you probably can. You've all seen it. Hell, half of you have said it. But the stuff that's been said about me in the last year has been soul damaging. It's one of the reasons that boundaries are being put up now the way that I'm doing it, right? Because I'm not going to allow people into my house, right? Whether that's digital or in any other way, I'm going to protect my serenity and my home, right? And I'm doing that. But I want to tell you something. If any of you are going, man, I wonder what he's talking about, 90% of you were there. 90% of you were there. And you weren't just there, you were grooving to it. You were commenting and you were tearing shit up and just enjoying the destruction of people. And I'm not talking to all of you, right? There were people that weren't there. But when you go, holy shit, that's my audience too. That's depressing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's depressing. And they're not going after me, right? But maybe they will be in a month. Or maybe they'll do it in a month, and a month later they'll be back. We've become a society that grooves to some of the sickest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm wildly losing faith in humanity. And the good news is I'm stepping back from humanity, right? I say to people all the time, right here, right? This is it. We can interact, we can do everything here. I'm not going to allow this stuff to damage my soul. But every one of you can write in the chat right now, I wasn't there, because most people won't know whether or not you were or you weren't. But if you find yourself somewhere where people are enjoying watching someone's life explode, buy a journal. For real. If you're enjoying that shit, if you're thinking that I got a great t-shirt idea to celebrate how badly this person's life is exploding, buy a journal. For real. You're probably a lucky cat that there's no chance you're going to be the next one on the chopping block. But I know the game. You'll forget my name. Won't be here in another year if I don't somehow keep everybody happy. It's a wild world, isn't it? It really is. And when I leave here, I'm going to watch my subscriber count drop like a value jet. And I'm cool with that. I really am. I'm doing this now these days for the people that don't hate. And it may be a really small group. And you know what? The people that do can show up and pretend that they don't. But if you're wondering why life sucks, nice. Jeremy Fowler. I was wondering if anyone wasn't going to get there. Well played, Jeremy Fowler. That was a Billy Joel reference. The Entertainer. Hell of a song. I'm going to keep creating content for the people that don't hate. But if you're sitting here and you're coming in and going, I don't know how to explain this. Everything is so dark and I feel miserable. I got a suggestion. Take a look at the garbage in, garbage out theory. And if you're rubbing one out, eating popcorn and watching somebody's life explode, don't get surprised when life starts feeling like shit. If you don't think that damages the soul, then man, you don't watch this channel for real. And you don't do a hell of a lot of critical thinking. We used to hang out in tribes, right? And I'm talking about from when we sat around fires to when we were in bowling leagues in the 50s and 60s. And when people went to picnics and did things, we hung out in tribes and we looked at each other in the face. And if you had to say to somebody, you know what, you're a piece of shit, they were close enough to smack you in the head. Or at least look at you with the sad look in their face like, how could you say that about me? Now we hang out in tribes where we can just destroy people at a distance. And we can do it with a name like Oreo 34. Okay? Hide behind the keyboard and enjoy watching people's life explode and make jokes about it. And you know what? The people whose lives are exploding, I don't like any of them particularly. I don't. But I'm not rooting for them to crash and burn. I'm not rooting for anybody on earth. You know, I said on a show recently, there's a content creator that has spent 4 years trying to destroy me and my family. And apparently he's not long for this planet. And I pray for that guy by name every night. I won't lie to you. It's not a pleasant prayer. And I don't mean I'm saying bad stuff. I mean, it's a hard thing for me to do. But I'd much rather do that than high five the idea that he's going to be gone. Because that's just sick. And one for the ladies. Thank you. You look fantastic in green. Welcome. I love that. If this is your get down, don't question why our society sucks so bad. Right? Because you're participating and it's swirling around the drain. I'm sorry. And if I sound like I'm lecturing people, I am. Right? Because it's easy when you sit behind a keyboard. Have your life destroyed that way. Have people go after you that way. Right? Call you things that you've never, ever participated in. It's pretty easy to be a spectator and sit on the sidelines and watch things blow the hell up. Right? I guess it's fun. I don't know. I'm not rooting for any of these people to have their lives destroyed and be outed for any reason. I don't get it. But I guess it's entertainment and it pays the freaking bills. But I'd rather drive a truck. I'd rather be a fisherman. So it's my mistake. It is. Because I know what YouTube is. And I'm doing everything. Wendy R, good to see you. I'm doing everything within my power to make this little part of it a little bit different. I can't control what anybody does when they're not here. But I can be smart enough to not go see who's where. And I know better. Wasn't really what I was trying to do. But holy hell, the world we live in. Holy hell, the world we live in. I'm going to keep this one short, people, because if I keep going, I'm going to offend even more people. And I would imagine by now, if I had to go out on a limb, I'd say I'm going to lose about 35 to 50 people on this. And that starts picking up momentum. It's another phenomenon. People go, hey, 50 people just quit. I probably should too, right? I literally was in a chat with my brother. This was years ago. Maybe a year ago. And somebody wrote in the chat, remind me why we hate this person. Think about that for a second. Johnny looked at me and said, the world is effed. Remind me why we hate this person. Doesn't really matter, man. Right? I'll jump on board and hate him. Just remind me why. Buy a journal, everybody. I swear to God, you're going to be happier. I'm Tommy. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm going to try to put a smile on my face. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm not going to look at shit that's going to make me miserable. I'm not going to look at stuff that's going to make me question society. Renee B says, I remember that. It's terrifying, man. Terrifying. I'm not sure, Steve Trevor. You mean by misleading them how? No disrespect intended? Are you shitting me? No disrespect intended. How many lives did you destroy by misleading them? No disrespect. People are great. None taken, shithead. Hey, if you got a wrench, get this asshole off the boat so I don't have to look at him again. Everybody have a great night. And for the rest of you, appreciate it. Hey, Steve, I'm going to make an exception. I don't do this very often on the boat. Fuck off. Have a great night, everybody. I'm Tommy. See you on the next one. God bless.